too long to recover from that. So we've kept that, even though these are light, but you still got a 70 gram, basically a 70 gram iron shaft. Again, the parallel tip section is 5 inches, so there's plenty of room to fine tune all of our shafts. And if you've noticed, I think I failed to point that out on the first one, but you'll see we're between 5 and 6 inches of parallel tip section for fine tuning any of your shaft club building. Okay, Rob, let's go to the VIP. The VIP shaft is is really designed for ladies and seniors. We've got other folks that use it, but it's a lightweight 60 gram shaft, and we have it available in wood and irons. It's the player profile is really for slow, smooth swing speeds, looking for increased head speed and distance. The weight, the launch angle, these are high, so they have a low kick point. That low kick point makes it, of course, as you know, it makes it easier to get the ball up in the air. We have a soft tip section. We have a lot of the folks that are building for some of the handicap players. This has worked real well for. Again, it's a 45-inch length on the drivers and 40-inch for the irons. And we found that by tipping these 1 inch, we have a 11 CPM or 12 CPM increase in CPMs when you clip off an inch on the R-Flex, and the L-Flex or the LL-Flex, we found out that was going up 9 CPMs. Typically, the heavier the shaft, the more the heavier the shaft, the more increase you get in CPM. So the lighter, and these the LL shaft weight shafts are a little bit less than that. You know, the one thing with this webinar, I like getting questions. If we don't have any questions, I just spieling off.
We can open it sometimes. When Jeff and I have done them, Charlie, we normally save them to the end. So do you want me to, if folks want to ask questions now, are you okay with that?
Yeah, I would. Then you know, I want to talk a little bit about how they're made and about the company. But I would like to do that if anyone has any questions.
Excellent. So as we're going along, folks, if anybody has any questions, they can either just type your questions into the question of the chat box there. And as you go forward, there's sometimes a lag here, Charlie, between the time that they type and the so probably within the next 30 seconds or something, the questions will come in, and I'll just interrupt you.
All right.
Yeah. Did you want to go into manufacturing or into the wedge?
Yeah. Yeah, I'll go. Well, I'll do the wedge force.
Okay.
The wedge force we introduced last August, and we have had a lot of success with it. We've got some. We worked on this project for over a year. We had some folks. We had amateurs. We had some pros that we prototyped. We tried different weights. We used a new composite mixture. This took some high tonnage because of the weight of this the shaft at we actually have them available in 3 different weights. We have Hireko has 110 grams and 100 grams, and it's kind of unusual when you start getting up to that weight. It requires a lot more work in the factory to make sure that we're keeping these things with tight tolerances. It's a very firm butt and responsive tip section, which helps deliver that penetrating ball flight. The design, when we finished up, what we were trying to do is to design a graphite wedge shaft that would perform somewhat like the old spinner, which is basically an 8-iron that's but tip trimmed. But we wanted to enhance the feel, and from all indications, we've done that. We've got some LPGA futures players that are playing it. We've got some European tour players that are using it. We've got a young fellow up in the Carolinas that plays the Hooters Tour and Tar Heel Tour. He's tearing it up this year. I think he won the Carolinas Hooter Championship last November, and he's also won 3 events this year, and he's playing the all 3 wedges actually. He plays his gap wedge, sand wedge, and lob wedge, and he's using 120 gram, but he's told me he's taken a little bit of ribbon from some of the other guys, but after he's beaten them, we're getting requests from those guys for their club builders to put them together for him. I was down at the Regions Championship in Birmingham this week, and we got some of the Champions Tour players that were hitting them. They all said they like it. They like the way they feel, and we've got some inquiries. They weren't about to change wedges going into the tournament, but we do have some inquiries, and we've got some wedges, shafts that are going down. They're going to build up some clubs that they'll be experimenting with, and hopefully we'll have some out there playing the wedge for us shortly. Hey,
Charlie, you ready for some questions?
Okay.
Or do you want to finish your thought?
Let me just finish this up because I have another.
Sorry to interrupt.
Hell, I won't know where I'm at.
There you go.
Okay, but the wedge force is as I said, it's 110 grams. We didn't do it in R, S, and A. We've got 110 grams. You can see the CPM range, but in my opinion is that a lot of OEM companies or a lot of companies are using rejects for putter shafts and wedges. Whether they are or not, I just but I know that they're not throwing anything away. So we tried to build something that was going to be not give you a ballooning shot on a full shot, which is 70% shot from 110 yards or 120 yards with it, and you can stop it on the green, or if you're chipping around the green, you can feel the head, and it just works. The tip sections are firm on all of them actually. Kick point on regular is real high. It's a medium high on that 100 gram, but when you're